Hello viewers, welcome to the history class once again. So in my previous class, I have discussed about the advent of the Muslims in India and how the Muslim rule was established. Today, we will discuss one Muslim dynasty of India. So just how you have to give the approach to this rule. We are not here mainly dealing with as in the conventional college the topic is that it is from a competitive examination how you have to do. So the medieval part of Indian history is the Muslim rule. 1206 to 1526 is the first part of the Muslim rule in India, which is called as the rule of Delhi Sultans. And 1526 to later 1707 we have the rule of the Mughals. So the rule of Delhi Sultan comprises the history of 5 dynasties, namely Slave Dynasty 1206 to 1290, Khilji Dynasty 1290 to 1320, Tughlaq Dynasty 1320 to 1414, Sayyid Dynasty 1414 to 51, and the last one is the Lodi Dynasty 1451 to 1526. So here, these are the 5 dynasties which comprise the history of Delhi Sultans. Sometimes in mainly the examinations at different levels of the competitive, here mainly the levels, you can expect one question to write the chronological order of these dynasties. They may give it in a jumbled form and you should arrange it in a chronological order. Or they may ask you which dynasty had the shortest period, along with taking that, arrange them here in order. So which had the shortest? So such question may also come. Or which dynasty had the longest period, and here mainly taking that, here you have to arrange it. Such questions may appear. For example, if you take the mainly shortest period of the dynasty was of the Khiljis, the longest was of the Tughlaqs. So like this you have to arrange here them according to their duration of the rule. Likewise, here the chronological order of dynasties may be given. Also you can expect the questions like here they may give you the name of the rulers and they may ask you to assemble them in the chronological order. The rulers can be asked. So usually on Delhi Sultans, later Mughals and the British Governor Generals, such questions may be asked in your examination. Or they may give you the events which have taken place in those respective rulers. So they will ask you which event took place and accordingly arrange them in the order. So the questions may be in different manners. So in that way, keeping that in view, here you have to know the chronological order of each and every dynasty of the Muslims which ruled here under the banner of Delhi Sultans. For example, the first dynasty was the Slave Dynasty 1206 to here mainly the Slave Dynasty rule 1206 to 1290. The rule of the Slave Dynasty 1206 to 1290 is the rule of the Slave Dynasty. So this is the first Muslim dynasty of India, the first Muslim dynasty to rule from India. And chronologically, if you see the sultans who have ruled in this dynasty are Aibak 1206 to 1210, Aram Shah 1210 to 1211, Alkamish 1211 to 1236, Ruknuddin Firoz 1236, Razia 1236 to 40, Behram Shah 1240 to 42, Alauddin Shah 1242 to 46, Nasiruddin Shah 1246 to 66, Balban 1266 to 86, and last Kaikubad 1286 to 1290. The chronological order of the rulers. So, in the slave dynasty, we have got these rulers who ruled. Just how you have to give the approach, that I will be speaking out. So, this dynasty is also known as Mamluk dynasty. Mamluk word, as I told you, in Arabic language means slave, or it is called as Ilbari dynasty, here to which Aibak belonged, the community. This dynasty ruled for 85 years. 85 years was the rule of this dynasty. Aibak ruled from 1206 to 1210 with Lahore as the capital. It was the period of Aibak saw the introduction of the Muslim architecture in India, where we find he got constructed the first mosque of India at Delhi, called as Quwatul Islam Mosque, and the second mosque was built at Ajmer, Rajasthan, by name Adai Din Ka Chopra. In the memory of the Sufi saint, by name Qutbuddin Kaki, he got constructed, or he started the construction of Qutub Minar, which was completed here by Iltutmish in 1232. So, we have the introduction of the Islamic architecture in India, or it is also called as Indo-Saracenic architecture. Aibak, in his span of 4 years, he never waged any wars. On the contrary, here he tried to win the people by making lavish donations. Hence, he earned the title as Lak Baksh, giver of lakhs, and also established matrimonial alliances with the here maybe powerful here Muslim nobles, Turk nobles, as well as here mainly the rulers. So this was the policy which was followed by Aibak. 1210, he had an accidental death while he was playing the game of Chauhan, which we call it as polo. He fell from the horse and met his death. So that was the rule of the first dynasty. So it is in this way you have to give the approach to the study. Followed by his successor was Arm Shah, who was a very inefficient. And as such, with the support of the Delhi nobles, here he was removed from the power by the son-in-law of Aibak, Iltutmish, and Iltutmish succeeded in 1211. So Iltutmish, it was by the use of the military power, he mainly here occupied the throne in 1206. Now there is one here, the higher level question, that is mainly at UPSC or at APSC you can expect such questions, state level examination. Statement questions. One question I will be giving you here, just in this way you should go on with the other type. The statement is, two statements are given. The first statement A is Iltutmish was the successor of Qutbuddin Aibak, the first statement. Second statement, Iltutmish is considered as an usurper. Usurper means taking the right of another by force. So these are the two statements, and there further you have the choices. So A is correct, B is correct, A and B both are correct. A and B both are wrong. So the four choices will be there. You have to choose one answer. So usually here we can say how you have to analyze. Say Aibak, after Aibak's death, Altamish here did not succeed. In between 10 months we have the rule of Arab Shah. So Altamish was not a successor of Aibak. So the first statement is wrong. Now coming to the second statement, how you analyze it. Usurper. Usually what the students feel that he had taken the right of Arab Shah by force. But according to the Islamic law, the law says that an efficient person must sit on the throne. The heredity principle is not considered in the Islamic law. So, as Arab Shah was weak, he was removed by Altamish, who was efficient. So, he had come to the power here by law. Legal accession was there, he was not an usurper. So, both the statements are wrong. So, this is how the statement analyzations has to be made. Just I am giving you these examples how to approach the studies. So later Altamish ruled from 1211 to 1236, who is called as the real founder of the Muslim rule in India, or the real founder of the slave dynasty. His mainly here was the period which laid the foundation for the Islam, here mainly the Muslim rule as well as the slave dynasty. A kingdom was built. So Altamish here mainly to know his rule. One of the important book we have got is the book written by Hasan Nizami. Hasan Nizami wrote the book called Taj-ul-Masir. This book has helped us to know about Iltamish. According to this, he defeated here Tajuddin Eldos of Ghazni in the third battle of Tarain. Later, it was in 1221, the Mongols appeared here in India under their leader Genghis Khan. But there was not an encounter, however, it was the diplomacy of the Altamish. He saved the slave kingdom from the barbarous invasion of the Mongols. Later, he had captured Sindh by defeating Nasiruddin Kamacha. Followed by this, Rajputs were defeated, and we find these here mainly the kingdoms, new territories were merged, and the slave kingdom was established there. So he has been rightly called as the founder of the slave kingdom. Altamish, for administrative purpose, established an organization which comprised of 40 Turk nobles called as a Chalisa or Turkan-e-Charangani. It is to assist him in the administration. He introduced the Ikta system. Ikta is granting of the lands to the here merited officers. But later the word Ikta came to be used for provinces in the here mainly the Delhi Sultanate. Likewise, Altamish introduced the first silver currency. He was the first Muslim ruler to introduce silver currency, which is called as Tanka, which weighs 175 grams. And he completed the construction of Qutub Minar in 1232. So, like this, here mainly about Altamish, we have to mainly get the knowledge. And 1236, he died here because of the severe injuries he had received in the war with Ghaznavis. After his death, as his mainly the nomination was his daughter Razia, but with the help of Chalisa, Ruknuddin Firoz, the son of Altamish, acquired the throne. But very soon, his inefficiency made Razia to take the throne, and Razia ruled from 1236 to 1240. The first Muslim ruler of India. She is the first and the last Muslim ruler to sit on the Delhi throne. However, though she was very efficient, the rule of Razia is considered to be the failure. And one of the reason for her failure was that she was a woman, which has been mainly here given by one of the contemporary historian by name Ziauddin Barani, that she was not gifted with the proper, mainly the sex. She had been a female and that was the reason for her failure. So as such, her reason for the failure was here the womanhood. It was a curse to Russia. 1240, here she was killed while she was on the way to here Persia. She was killed at Qaida in 1240. Later, Behram Shah, Alauddin Shah and Nasiruddin Shah ruled, whose rule was very insignificant, and it was Chalisa which was managing the administration during this period. And it was what we find here. This 26 years is called as the rule of the Chalisa. The Sultan had become mere a puppet in the hands of the Chalisa there. And here mainly the rule of the Sultans had degraded, the prestige had been lost. They were mere here a puppet in the hands of the Chalisa. The respect to them was lost. There was no honor to them. Hence, we find it was in 1266, one of the member of the 40 by name Balban succeeded as the Sultan, who was responsible to enhance the prestige of the Sultan by his theory of kingship, introducing the divine principle that declared him as the representative of the God on the earth, or the shadow of the God, by taking the title Zil-e-Ilahi. So that he enhanced the prestige. He adopted the two salutation systems, Sajda and Paibos. Sajda was prostrating before the Sultan, Paibos was kissing his feet. He prohibited the liquor in the court. He was responsible to start the Nowruz festival in India. And it was Balban who established two independent departments in the administration. Diwan-e-Ariz, the military department, and Diwan-e-Barid, the spy department. Balban, here, through his administration, he was able to establish a good administrative system. And it is said that Balban was one of the pioneers of the Muslim administration in India. 1286, after the death of Balban, the last ruler we have is Kaikubad, 1286 to 1290, who was very inefficient, and during his period, we find his commander Jalaluddin Khilji ended the rule of Kaikubad as well as the Same dynasty and established the second Muslim dynasty of India, that is called as the Khilji dynasty. In this way, here you have to make a study of each of the Muslim dynasties. So it is through the Khilji revolution in 1290, the Khilji dynasty came into, and the first Muslim dynasty of India here came to an end, that is Same dynasty. I have discussed one example here. In this way, the other Muslim dynasties have to be studied. So mainly this is one of the example for the students, how you have to give the approach. So keeping this in view, we will be taking in our next class the another topic for the discussion on the Indian history.